Well, today we're driving the new Mini Cooper S Coupe. This is a new body style for 2012, and it's something that Mini hasn't done before. This is only a two-seater, basically as sporty of a car as Mini is making right now, and it means it's got the 1.6 liter turbo 4, puts out 181 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque. And you can get a 6-speed manual as standard, which is what we would have wanted, but our test car has an optional 6-speed automatic, which is actually pretty good. It shifts quick, but it's a little rough sometimes when you don't want it to be. It can be a little harsh on shifts, but for the most part, it's fine, I guess. The engine is plenty torquey, really likes to get up and go. This model is outfitted with the optional sport package as well. Sport suspension, which makes it very, very, very firm, and it is actually uncomfortably rough over a lot of Michigan's broken pavement. So we would prefer a happier medium there. We're all for performance, but it really gets tiresome on a highway drive of any length. So a little work to be done there. We do like the interior, which continues its style. As far as style goes, you can't really beat this, especially in this price range. Pretty good materials throughout, but we've got some serious complaints that just drive us crazy. One of them is the key that Mini gives you. It's a little round disc. You would think it would be a keyless system where you could just keep the fob in your pocket and then get in and press the start button and head on your way. But no, you have to stick the little key fob into the dash, and you think that might be good enough to start the car with a push of that, but no, after you stick that in there, you still have to press the start button, and then you have to reverse the process, of course, when you want to leave the vehicle. It's a little gimmicky, and it's just annoying. The speedometer, of course, continues to be in the center of the car, which, we're all for a little retro style here and there. It works fine, I guess. I really just pay attention to the digital one that they thankfully include in the tachometer that's mounted to the steering column. Our biggest problem probably is just the ergonomics of using the nav/radio controls. The screen is in the center of that giant speedometer, and then they give you a little joystick down here on the center console to navigate things. And it's right up there with the original iDrive as far as frustration levels. I mean, it takes serious time and concentration to find what you're looking for, and that just shouldn't be the case in a 2012 vehicle. So we actually wish BMW would just let Mini have the latest iDrive system. At least that's been refined, and a lot of things have been made easier. This system is just not fun to use, I'll put it that way. And then, of course, BMW has also used Mini and made them adopt their options philosophy, which means that pretty much everything is an optional extra. This car starts at about $25,000, which isn't bad, but you don't get much in the way of features for that price. You've got to add on everything optionally. And we have a lot of options on this car. Puts the sticker price above $33,000, and yet we still don't have like automatic climate control, which any other car in this price range would have. We still have manually adjustable seats when every other car would have power seats. No heated seats, that kind of thing. They really price themselves out of the value framework. The problem gets to be with this car, yes, it's pretty quick, and yes, it handles really well for a front-wheel drive car. On the downside, we've already mentioned you've got to put up with a bad ride to get that kind of capability. But the problem is we're above $33,000, and if you wanted performance outright, you would buy like a Mustang GT with a 5-liter V8 and run circles around this thing. And if you wanted outright handling, but still in a small, nimble car, you'd be wise to buy like a Mazda Miata and put a few thousand in the bank. Or even though we haven't driven them yet, we're hearing good things on the new like Scion FRS or the Subaru BRZ. These are affordable rear-wheel drive performance vehicles with stellar handling characteristics. Both of those vehicles would do more than this car will. So really, who's going to buy this car? you've really got to be a Mini fan, and I mean diehard, to put up with, you know, some of the downsides of this car. It doesn't have a lot of cargo space back here. Remember, this is just the two-seater, so you've got under the rear hatch, you've got a little cargo space, but it's not a lot. You got to put up with the rough ride. The seats are pretty good, I'll give them that. You know, and like I said, you can't beat the style in here. You're never going to get tired of this look. They break it up with some nice red trim at night. There's some nice ambient lighting. But, you know, you've got to be a real fan to want this car, and we're just not ready to make that commitment. So, fortunately for Mini, there's better out there, and it's cheaper.